Alright everyone, welcome to another exciting Beyond All Reason game. I'm turdbucket. I'm going to be taking you through this game. This was a private game we played, just amongst our friends. That's a little bit different than maybe what you're used to seeing. This is going to be a 2v2v2, so it's a 3-team, 2 persons per team on the Tre-Foil Remake, which is obviously tree, little pun there. We've got 3 different islands that we can start on, and we can try to attack the other team through the middle or by sea around the backside. So you can see here, I was on ArchonRain's team, and I decided to start directly in the water, and that is because of respect for my boy spacecowboy. He plays a pretty good sea game, so I was really worried that I was going to lose quickly to him, and I decided to drop in the water and get wet right off the rip. Plan was Archon was going to give me some cons after building out the mexes here, and also share me, I think it was, yeah, 3. He was going to share me 3 of the mexes here on land, and he was going to keep 4 for himself. That way we would both have 4, and then he was going to push up into the middle here to try to contest between Luke and Grunting these juicy center mexes. Alright, so you can see here, I go hard and fast, just ripping out a little gunboat here to start. And then I'm going to switch back into my eco. Archon is going bots, and he is gonna spin up some construction bots. Not quite sure what the build order here is, but he's got 5 construction bots queued up and 5 ticks and 160 pawns. Let's check in on the other team. So we got Grunting. I believe he is the highest OS in the lobby. He is also going bots, going with a very similar. It's almost like Grunting is coaching Archon on how to play. He definitely is, which is a good thing because he's a great player. Space Cowboy is finally in the water here, and he is ecoing as well. And let's go and check in on Luke and Balls Deep. So it looks like Luke's getting a little poke here on Grunting, causing him some frustration. His comm cannot shoot those ticks if they're behind these windmills here. But Luke does pop them out just enough to give that little window so the Grunting can take them out. So he does end up losing those ticks that were doing some pretty good damage there. It's too bad he couldn't get them back here to kill that con. That would have been a huge win, but he still gets some decent damage. Alright, I skate right past Space Cowboy until I hit his missile boat here. He must have saw my light gunboat coming in and decided to pop out a unit real quick. I decided to try to take out his constructor and moving my gunboat around to try to avoid those missiles. I am able to take out the constructor. He was able to get the mechs finished, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But his comm is still on land here. It's a little bit idle right now. But his eco is starving for metal, big time. He's got 2 mexes here and 1 here on land. I think that is it. So he has only 3 mexes at this point, whereas Grunting has 5. Moving back up to the red and orange team here. Deep is sucking up his lab. They are going for a bit of cheese. They decided they're not even going to go in the water. They don't care. Homie don't care. Luke and Duke is creating some blitzes to bring up to the front, degunning Grunting's pawns. But Grunting is able to take him out, and he's going to start sucking up that metal. Unfortunately, he has to degun that blitz, and he takes out all the metal from the comm, and he will not get that feed. Meanwhile, I'm bringing some gunboats around to try to take out Space Cowboy from the other side. I've already done one attack over here. I'm guessing and assuming he's going to pile up troops here. So I kind of pull my boats around this way, also to try to pin Grunting so that he would be stuck in the middle and not be able to get any more troops out. Hoping that Archon would go after him. He is a little bit hesitant to jump in there. I think he heard that comm explode and he maybe got a little worried, but he's building up his troops at least. He's trying to hold this front line, which isn't a bad thing either. But aggression, especially at this point, we can't see anything. We don't have any radar, but he probably could have taken out Grunting with his comm only being at 50% at that point. All right, let's check back in on Luke. Luke in Duke is just chilling at this point. He's slowly building up his economy as well as troops. Deep is in Deep. He is cranking out that economy, trying to outdo his counterparts in the water. He has, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 mexes, and he is building up his e-converters as well. So they're in a really precarious position right now. Thankfully for Deep and Luke, they don't have to worry about Archon because Grunting has taken over the middle. So there's not much incentive for Archon to try to go around and hit these guys. He knows that Grunting's there, and he, even with his radar, he can, which he does not have a radar. That would be a good thing to drop so you can have a little more vision. But he doesn't know what's going on in all this. He can hear the explosions, he can hear what's happening, but he has no idea other than that what's going on. So he's just kind of building out his mexes and his static defenses and bringing this little clump of pawns along to help out. Let's check in on his economy real quick. So he's got 22 metal coming in, and he is feeding me. Thank you, sir. I'm building up a little force to try to take out Space Cowboy. I was able to take out his lab and all of his ships, but he did have a resurrection sub that he got out before everything died, and he is using that to his advantage. He is building out, or building back up, resurrecting his units and his lab here. And you can see he's also dropping a bot lab on the surface to try to do some damage. Now you can see Grunting is not having the luxury of just sitting back. He's got to do some attacking here because Luke has pressed him, Deep has pressed him, and Deep hasn't pressed him so far. So he's trying to get in there and do some damage, and he does a number on Luke and Duke. Let's take a lukemedoo, I should say. Let's take a quick look at his E, and it is not good. He is struggling. Balls, let's see. He is not sharing, so he is just ecoing his balls off right now. It doesn't really matter though, because now Archon is doing something. He's pushing his comm in. Not a great idea against beamers. He does back that up just in time. Oh, 18%. Excellent job backing up there. And he is able to save the comm. You do not want to walk your comm into beamers. You can probably degun 1 or 2 light laser towers. You are not going to degun a beamer. You are dead. It's not advisable. So I'm coming in for another attack. I set up shop up here. Silly me. I should have moved in to check to see what they had. Instead, I'm focusing all my attention on Space Cowboy because I was worried about his attacks here. But at any rate, I'm focusing my attention down here, and instead of moving these gunboats in to check to see what the heck's going on here, because the moment I see that they don't have a sea player, I can throw all these units at Space Cowboy, and there's no way he's coming back. And then I control the sea, I can tech up, and I can start hitting everybody from the sea. So this is a really bad play on my part. Doing a little cheese poking at Grunting, taking out some back mexes here to try to slow his economy down. Trying to nail this, but it's not working out too good. Not doing enough damage to take it out quickly, and what is happening? Space Cowboy reacts quickly to his teammate's ping and is cranking out some troops, which are going to do some pretty good damage against my missile ships here. So I'm going to focus my attention on hitting the con turrets that are healing this, but you can see the light gunboats are taking out my missile ships pretty quickly. It was a bad play on my part. I sent all these missile ships in with zero support with those gunboats and no subs, and he's already got a sub out. He was ready for me this time. So not a great play on my part. I am losing the sea. Again, I got all these gunboats up here I could have just brought down, and I could have done some pretty good damage with. And now look what he's doing. He's resurrecting his boats and mine, which are going to give him an army that costs no metal. He is going to be able to just use his energy to bring everything back to life. And he does so quite quickly, as you can see. Alright, I'm sending my missile trucks up here to see if I can poke at Grunting in the middle. Can't make my way into this inner part of the circle, so I do take out his radar, but that's about it. Let's check back in with Deep and Luke, and we can see that Luke has sucked up his lab as well. So he has been given a few fiends to try to guard the front from Deep, but they've got nothing right now. They are full on smoke and mirrors. Cheese. They are just trying to tech up, boost their economy, and I think we all know what's going to be coming next, but we'll leave it for the imagination for now. All right, so we have Space Cowboy. He is killing it. I do bring my missile ships around to try to get him from the other side, and we'll see how that attack goes. Why don't we zoom in a little bit on this one? So I'm coming around the corner. He doesn't see me quite yet, but now he can start to see me, maybe pick me up with some of his vision on some of his units here, and you can see he drops a tower here. And I start by attacking this con turret. Then I go after the lab again, which was a really bad idea because he has these construction turrets that are rebuilding it. So all I'm doing is I'm wasting my shots while he's able to bring his entire fleet over from the other side. All these gunboats that are just going to decimate my missile ships again. So then I switch my strategy and try to take out this E-storage. Again, tons of con turrets healing everything. It's always good to have con turrets. And he repels the attack quite easily. Another horrible attack on my part. Again, hilarious. I've got all these boats sitting here doing nothing. Could kick myself for this game, that's for sure. Alright, so let's check in. What's up now? Okay, so they're going to drop another lab. They're perhaps a little concerned that they may get attacked here. Hearing the explosions and the shots and everything that's happening over here. But they're going to drop a quick T2 lab. We'll see what they pump out of that, and we'll go from there. Meanwhile, Archon has a T2 lab. And I am going into seaplanes, because at this point, I don't think there's any way that I'm going to get through Space Cowboy's little armada here. So my plan is to come in here with some bombers, and if I can bomb these energy converters, it's probably going to take out this entire section of structures, right? Because the tidal generators, they're kind of like windmills. They do chain reacts. Same with the con turrets. And then I'm hoping there's going to be enough boom to pop this as well. We'll see. We'll see. We're not going to see. Spoiler alert. I don't make it. So Deep is he's going for the home run now. He's trying to drop his T3 lab. 75% done here. 10 seconds to go. Running out of metal. I mean, no one's attacking them, so I guess I understand why they are winning at this moment. Archon pushing in on the beamers with his welders, doing some work over here. Popping those, gets the overwatch. And that last beamer goes down. Now he's just got a few pawns to take care of. A spider and a welder of his own. But these welders are pretty battle hard at this point, so they're doing some good work. And he's got the next wave ready to go, ready to come right in. You can see Grunting is focusing up on his eco right now. He is not focusing on troops. Archon is just cranking the troops right now. That's the name of the game. You gotta make troops. All right, so we're making some consoles. All right, interesting. Luke wanted a T2 here, another T2, and he wanted a console. So we'll see if they do anything else. They got T3 up now, so I'm not entirely sure that they need to do anything else. Wow, look at these boats, guys. They're just chilling. They're not doing anything. They never hurt nobody. They're just gonna chill here all day. All right, so Space Cowboy's had enough of my shenanigans. He's building up a nice little armada to come take me out. I have nothing. I am just, my eco's terrible. My forces are terrible. Everything's terrible right now. I'm AFK, not building anything in my seaplane lab. My comm and constructor are doing nothing. I'm just not, my head's not in the game. Let me see, what in the world is Luke doing? He wanted a console to suck up metal on the map? Okay. I'm not gonna hate it till I try it, I guess. It's a very interesting play. But he is trying to pull in some metal maybe for deep so he can crank out this T3. They got 2 Shivas out already. And I'm sure they're hoping for more, because a couple Shivas could probably get taken out by some T2. A good chunk of T2 if you got it. So Luke is pushing up to try to poke around. He doesn't have enough radar to see maybe everything that's going on here, so he's poking up his fiends to see what he can manage up here. Protect his console, who's building some mexes and sucking up the metal in the area. Archon is just massing his welders right here. Probably had a really good opportunity to head into Luke and Balls Deep over here, but unfortunately we went for Grunting and Space Cowboy, mostly because they took me out on the backside here. So alright, we are gonna die. It's so sad. GG's. I've got nothing at this point. I'm not very useful, I'm not very helpful. And as you can see, we have a bit of a problem growing in the north here. All right, a little bit AFK on these welders, but they are able to take out the fiends. No, the fiends, the micro. So that's the talk a lot about that. The flanking damage, right? You got flanking and splash damage with the fire from the fiend. So he's able to hit both welders at the same time and circle around them. And the more you circle them, the more you're going to cause that damage. You can see that thing had 1 hit left, man, and it took out all those welders. Well, Grunting and Space Cowboy are not gonna make it. These welders have done them in at this point. Their economy is collapsing. Grunting's comm was already dead, so he's not able to degun. Space Cowboy doesn't get there in time. Blowing up the advanced Geo takes out Space Cowboy's entire land base, which means he's not helping to defend against this anymore. He is able to pump some economy into Grunting, but you can see he is finishing up his T2 naval lab. So, oh no, he stopped. I'm sorry, he stopped building a unit in there to try to feed some resources into Grunting. Grunting is building his T2 bot, so interesting play. But the welders are going to come in and finish it off. Gives the comm up to Grunting to get the D-guns. He doesn't get a... Oh, okay. He got a couple there at the very end. But the comm goes down anyway. And that is all she wrote for Grunting Pawns and Space Cowboy. Played a heck of a game. And honestly, if it wasn't for the comm trade in the beginning there, well, a delayed comm trade, we'll say, might have been a different game. If Grunting had held the middle like he was doing. He was very aggressive. Great job. So, the T3 has completely wiped us. Archon's running for the hills. And we're just going to kind of speed through the rest of this, guys, because there's not much to see. We're going to go to 4 times speed. We send our last salvo to try to take out Deep and Luke, and there's nothing happening there, so... The Shivas start to move out of the remnants of our base and move down towards Grunting's old pad here. Archon's heading to the back, trying to make that lab. Not gonna happen. Shivas are there, and they start to pound. Tries to get in the water. Not happening. And that's the 2v2v2. It's a great game to play. Fun. Outcome wasn't what we expected, but lessons learned. You got to always poke around and see what your enemy's doing. Find out what they're up to. You can't leave anybody, you know, just completely left alone. If you do that, you're going to end up with T3 in your base at 15 minutes on a 2-person tiny map like this. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe, drop a turd in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.